Get on my way. I need space to get the fake on. Get on my way. I need space. I'm about to take on. Get on my way. Yeah, the frequency been way up, way up.
Alright guys, season 3, episode 2. I'm here with social media guru, bleach specialist, color specialist, fade specialist. I'm sure most of you follow Laure on TikTok anyway, or on Instagram. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a fun chat today. Get to know a little bit more about Laure, and then also her thoughts on what you guys should be doing in this industry, getting out of it, and excelling in other stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. We've been trying to do this for so long.
Yeah, ages.
I literally messaged you since we started the Barber Academy, I think. So, but yeah, thank you so much. I know you're busy.
No worries.
All right, tell us about yourself. Tell us, where did you grow up? Obviously, you were saying about Adelaide, so.
Yeah, so I grew up in Adelaide. I moved here in my early 20s for about 3.5 years.
Yep.
Back then I was doing ladies' hair, and then back home for 5 years, and now back in Melbourne.
So when did you start off in the hair industry?
When I was 15.
Apprenticeship?
Early 2000s.
Another apprenticeship?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So actually,
good.
I wanted to leave school younger than I was allowed to start an apprenticeship. So I had to do a pre-bob course first.
Yeah. So that's like, I think at the moment they kind of do that as like a Cert 2 now. They do like a Cert 2, and if you can do the Cert 2, then they let you kind of leave earlier.
Yeah.
So just in Queensland anyway.
Yeah,
but
I think it was similar.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Why hair?
I always wanted to do hair. Yeah, there was never I never had a second of what am I going to do. It was just like, get me out of school so I can start.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's
Even
it.
I remember being in reception and first grade and stuff, and just always doing people, there was a lineup of girls for me to do their hair. Lunchtime, I'd have a girl with her head in my lap and I'd be plucking her eyebrows and stuff. I was just always into it.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
I was kind of lucky in that sense.
Any family members who did it, or were you just
Yeah, both my parents were hairdressers.
Unreal, cool.
My dad back in Lebanon, where my grandfather actually owned 2 salons.
Wow.
And my dad and my uncles would work in there for him. And then my mum was a hairdresser here back in the 70s.
So cool.
And now my brother's a barber as well.
How good's that?
Yeah. I became a hairdresser, my brother became a barber, and then I followed his footsteps in barbering.
So your transition into barbering, was there a reason behind that? Did you just enjoy
my shoulder
more?
injury.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
from doing long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I moved to short hair, because I left the industry completely for about a year, because barbershops used to be very full of old Italian men, too intimidating for a girl to walk in.
100%.
So I didn't even give it any thought. And then I was working in an office for about a year, and I was miserable.
Yeah.
Just because they were always telling me to be quiet. I was always being sent to HR because I'd go straight up to people's desks and talk to them instead of emailing. I just wasn't very professional in an office space. So, yeah, then barbering, there was just this big surge in
it went crazy,
trendy haircuts and stuff. And I actually had a good friend back in Adelaide who was an amazing barber who I just kind of wanted to be the female version of him.
I love that.
Yeah, so
that's so cool.
Stepped into it. My brother kind of got me networking in the industry, and now it is what it is.
How good's that?
Yeah.
So you're, I find a lot, and I don't mean to bash barbers at all, but I find a lot the people who are kind of excelling in the industry have the hairdressing background. That's what, personally, I just see it as that. I think I skipped, my mum's a hairdresser, been a hairdresser for donkey's years. But I think that's a part of my kind of
I think barbers that have the hairdressing background have an advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
Because we've got we had to do 3 years of trade school of learning to cut on mannequins and sectioning and all that, whereas a lot of barbers do fast track courses or just learn off YouTube and stuff, which I think is fine. I think that's so good. But I think it's important to know how to do the cutting on top as well.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And that's the thing as well. And that's why I like what you're doing, because I know your most hits on your TikTok, and this is sad because I'm 33, but I know your most viewed TikTok video is you doing scissor work.
Yeah, yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's so cool because a lot of the time it is just, oh.
It's so weird, isn't it, which ones take off?
I know, but it's cool though, you know, because it is a cool video.
Yeah, but are you talking about the...
Yeah, the cat and the crab. I was like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But
some people lose it at me for that
100%.
though. So funny.
Yeah, but it's like, you'd think that the classic like barber videos would be either cutthroat in or just doing like high and tight skin fade.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then the scissor work starting to come into it, and that's what I find more. Even just speaking to people now, it's a lot more. Well, if you can use scissors, you're like, oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy, but I think it's changing way more. That's interesting. So your color, obviously, your color experience is from your hairdressing background.
Yeah. And thank God for that too. I honestly, I don't think I'd still be barbering if I wasn't incorporating
100%.
color, and there's more that I'll be incorporating this year coming. But if I was just doing straight barbering, I don't think I'd still be doing it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It gets too repetitive after a while. Like I needed a way to mix up my days.
Absolutely.
And,
so you're...
Stop standing in that one spot.
Well, I know.
You know?
I'm doing the same haircuts. Like that was the thing for me. Like I was just like...
Skin fade after skin fade. Yeah, I know.
Just like, I don't have... My foils don't have enough battery for this.
Yeah.
It's just like... But yeah, it's crazy. When did you see that trend? Was this something that you kind of brought in, or were you getting a lot of clients going, I want color, I want color, I want color? Or were you like, I've always offered it kind of thing?
Oh my God, when did I start offering color? I think like 3 years ago. And just because it was either that or I quit.
Yeah.
Like I was done.
Yeah.
Doing fade after fade after fade. My wrist couldn't take it anymore. Like my body, I have so many ailments now because of just repetitive action.
100%.
Which I know just come, like I'm small, look at the size of my wrist.
Yeah.
For me to be doing skin fade after skin fade, flicking my wrist for, 8 hours a day.
Yeah. No thanks.
My wrist started giving up. I was like, I have to at least change the movements that I'm doing. And more money, less days. Like,
exactly.
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's being smarter.
If I could cut down my daily take-it clients in half.
Yeah.
And make the same amount, like,
exactly,
like a no-brainer.
Well, I've had this conversation with somebody on the Gold Coast about it, about introducing color, but also just charging more. Like, it was so cheap. I know, exactly. So it was like, I was saying to them, I was like, well, if you double your price and lose half your clients, you're still doing the exact same
But this is the thing. I think that depends on where you are. If I was living back home in Adelaide, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
Here, I could put my prices up double again.
Yeah.
I won't.
Yeah.
But like I could.
But you are warned.
I could if I wanted to, and I could lose half my clientele, and people will still come and pay that.
Yeah.
Like in a big city, we're lucky because there's always going to be
exactly
the type of clients you're targeting. They just will be a different demographic to maybe your last batch.
Yeah. Do you find clients? Well, I know you will find them different. Do you find the styles different in Adelaide compared to Melbourne?
They're more adventurous here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to start doing a lot more fun stuff when I moved here.
Was that one of the reasons
especially
why you
colouring
think
and stuff? They just wouldn't
exactly.
in Adelaide.
Yeah.
Guys wouldn't do that there. They're a bit more scared of judgment back home.
No, which is crazy. It's starting to change a little bit on the Gold Coast, but it's nowhere near here. Like
I'd be so interested to come work on the Gold Coast for a couple of days and just see what the clients and stuff are like.
There's a lot of just people just want basic hairstyles. Like they just want the basic, like, just short back and sides, like not even skin fade, just short back and sides.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more scissor work coming into it now, hence why I'm growing this more. Because I was like, well, I think I should probably have a longer style because I'm on the Gold Coast and I want to be a surfer, but I can't surf.
Yeah. I can't swim, don't worry.
But I can look like it, so, so yeah, that's, like, I'm doing heaps more razor cuts, like, which is something I enjoy because it's, like, I get a bit more freedom with it because they're like, I've never had a scissor cut before, and you can kind of go, well, here you go, I'm going to do this for you, and they're like,
I hate nothing more than when someone comes in and asks for an all scissors haircut.
Yeah.
Hate it.
See, that's something which I still think is on the coast, but then I'll introduce like a taper and stuff like that to them. I'll be like, well, change it up.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't like it around the sides, so can you just cut that short with the scissors? And I'm like, yeah, and then I'll just taper it and go, this will be better for you. And then they're like, it's the best thing you've ever done. So, I know, it's interesting. Anyway, this podcast is about you, not me.
Okay.
I'm talking about myself all the time. I did tell you this about. All right, cool. So, move from hairdressing to barbering. Barbering, obviously doing the color. Is there a color of choice which you love using, product-wise? Or are you a bit like dabble in a couple of things?
A dabble.
Yeah. There's a lot of people like that, isn't there? Like that's what I found the hardest. My mum was telling me, like, when she first started hairdressing, it was like the one brand she used for 25 years.
Yeah.
But then now it's like just speaking to people, because obviously we're trying to get a color back.
I do use Novell mainly, just because they have really nice toners, but more so I've got a relationship with the guys down there. But yeah, I mean, whatever people want to use is fine. Just find yourself a brand that's got a bunch of cool toners.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
That's really all I use, you know. I don't do many tints. Like the occasional guy with greys will want to cover them.
Yeah, exactly.
But everyone comes to me for platinum. Yeah. Platinum blonde.
Yeah, I can tell.
Just like which shade of platinum is like, that's where we have a play. But the process is, the majority of the process is the same every time. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So Arthur, who does our social media, he just went platinum.
Yeah.
And it was because of your videos.
Who did it?
Reese Murray, a guy in Zeppelin Barbershop.
Okay.
It looks awesome. Good? I'll show you it after this.
Yeah, cool.
It was really nice, but that's what he was saying. He was like, because he kept on seeing the blondes coming up in yours, so he was like, I want to do that, but like white.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to do that, and it suits him so much. And then I was like, maybe I should do it. And I'm like, it won't suit me because of my pasty skin.
It doesn't suit everyone.
No.
And I'm honest with people. Like, I say no to a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
which is good.
obviously, I'd still do it if they really pushed and wanted to, but like, there's a lot of people that I'm like, it won't suit you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it won't look good.
That's what I think is the difference.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge difference because a lot of the time people just go, well, fuck, that's a lot of money I can make from that. So
yeah, but with me, the thing is, like, people are going to ask who did
it. 100%.
And then they're going to say me, and they're going to be like, so she's responsible for him looking shit.
Like that.
So I can't.
Yeah. I know, that's very easy.
But I say no to a lot of stuff. Like, if someone, I'm pretty honest with my clients. Like, if someone will say to me, oh, well, you think this hairstyle, I'll get changed, and they're showing it. Like, no, why? Like,
that's good.
Don't. Like, you're fine as you are. Like, don't change what's not broken.
See, I think that's a good thing. Like, and I say that to the students. I'm like,
but then if I'm over someone's hair, I'll tell them.
Yeah, you need to change.
We've had this issue.
Yeah, that's true.
Try wearing it down.
But you're the expert.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I try and tell them. Like,
it's good that it's most
yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for long enough to like you can get that. Like I even say that to the students when they're cutting somebody. I'm like, if you don't think that's going to suit them, tell them. Like, even
well,
if
I think that's the thing with you. Like my goal with every client is just to make them look as hot as possible.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's it. As close to a 10 as possible.
Yeah.
Whether that's keeping what they've got or adjusting it a little bit. But I think that's why I really like what you do, because I really consult.
Yeah.
Have a big chat before I pick up the
See, that's one thing which, again, like I know we were speaking about O&D earlier, but it's the people who are killing it in the industry. Their consultation is so good.
You have to, because otherwise too many barbers, and that's, I think, a benefit of working for yourself. Working for someone who's so time conscious, and like, I gotta get this done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you just tell me what you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and you just say high skin fade, a little bit off the top, and you just put the cup and get it started. Whereas, like, you've got time to sit there and unwire a little bit and have a chat. So I found that's what kind of has accelerated my career.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a huge difference. Like Kieran, who used to teach for us as well from Adelaide, same thing. His consultation was so down packed.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he used to charge a lot more than what people did on the Gold Coast, so that was a bit of a like eye opener. But you know, once you had the chat with him and he did your hair, and you were like, "Fuck, I actually do kind of look a little bit like a 10 for once."
Yeah,
it's
I get so many thank you messages
that's
after work, and it's so good.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Because when you're working for somebody else and just you've got the boss behind you doing this, like, you don't get, you know, might get the occasional one,
There you go.
whatever, but it's just like whatever, another haircut. Like there's nothing stands out about it.
Yeah, I know it's.
And people, you change someone's hairstyle and they suddenly start getting compliments, or their missus loves it.
100%.
Or I have some clients, their wives or girlfriends who message me.
I see one of them on Insta. I was like, how good is that? I'm like, that is so good.
Yeah.
Like just going, oh yeah, thank you for making them look hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, it's so good. Well, that is literally the perfect message you can get.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Let's go off. You doing well? We're kind of still on the topic of hair, education-wise.
Yeah.
I know we've been speaking about education for so long. About you doing education. What's kind of in the pipeline? What's your ideal kind of thing to do? This
Physical
is your plug now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, physical workshops for sure. Look, I'd love to do something online, but it's just so hard to even figure out how to go about it.
100%.
You know, I think people think it's a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
Because every time I've looked into it, I've just gone overwhelming.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken to the boys as well, like, oh, well, it's just, because we were going to do our own, and I was like,
yeah,
this isn't happening.
Yeah. And I mean, those guys do so well. So it's also like,
You're competing against that as well. Yeah.
well, you've got to be up to the
Exactly,
level. Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
no point putting something out there that there's someone you already admire the way they're doing it and you're not sure you're going to be able to do it the same. It's like, well, let them have that space, you know?
Yeah. I still think your colour classes are
I need to do colour classes because honestly, I have so many people come in wanting me to correct their hair, and I'm like, I just want to teach these people.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like we had when you put that up and we reshared it, we had so many students messages going, "Oh my God, yes, she should come to the Gold Coast. She should come to the Gold Coast." So
bring me to the Gold Coast.
I know. So we'll plan on that. We'll do that. We have been saying that for ages as well. So we will do that. But yeah, that's been one of the massive things because, like what I said before, as I was going to introduce you, you do have such a dominant name in the industry, as well as the dominant name presence in the industry. My English is terrible, and also like you are well known on social media, so a lot of people do see what you do, and I think it's very like. I say this to the boys, it's very brave what you put on social media because you're like you know for well somebody's going to say exactly. It's
trust me, I post a lot more if I wasn't so scared of it. Like,
100%.
and so many times I have backed right away from social media because on TikTok things have the ability to go so viral.
Yeah.
And it's always the ones you don't expect. So I don't plan a lot of my content. And I'm not one of these people who's really organised about it and has content days and this, that. Like I'm more, I know I've got some good looking clients coming in that day. I look decent enough to be on camera. I'll be like, let's just put the ring light on, put my phone on, and whatever footage I get, I'll pop up later. You know?
See, I think
that's what takes off.
Yeah,
it's like the unprepared stuff, except there's always something in there that I haven't cared about in the moment. Like, you know, their towel on top of, like, you know, just looking covered in hair and whatever, like, not pristine for social media. That people just want to hone in on that rather than pay attention to the haircut. There's something about my face, you know, that they want to pick on that day instead. And, you know, being a female, like I am, we're all pretty self-conscious, especially being so out there on the internet. So sometimes I do take something down and just go, I'm not posting for a while, like I can't. And then I'll get the courage again a few months later.
Have you ever taken a break from social media? Like, have you ever gone, I'm out of a week?
Yeah, Christmas time I usually do. So Christmas time I usually go home to see my family back in Adelaide, and I'll spend like 2 months there. And usually when I'm there, it's little to no social media. Yeah, I might still post like myself at the beach or the family or whatever. But I take a break from like answering inquiries and posting work-related content.
That's good. And I think, so here's another one, and I don't want you to piss off anyone, but when you do take your breaks and you like go away and stuff like that, do you get harassed by clients?
Yeah.
Like for bad stuff? Like how dare you take a break kind of thing?
No, not like that, but I do have some people like, they'll inquire I won't respond. And I'll always post on my story, like, taking no inquiries until January, blah, blah, blah. But if someone is, like, being persistent messaging and then sends a bunch of questions after, I just block them.
Yeah, 100%.
So rude.
Well,
but, like, I think people now with social media feel so entitled to you being available 24/7.
Absolutely. So, like,
and like that's
mine's
a half personal, half business page.
I know,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? That was a personal page to start with, and then I was like, okay, no one trusts me. Let me put my work up, and it's just morphed into a business page. But it's still my personal space.
It's your page.
So yeah, people, as soon as someone demands my time, block.
Yeah, I know. See that. That
just
was the one
to
I
show
couldn't
them
understand.
that,
Yeah,
I don't even care how expensive the service they
Yeah, fuck off somewhere else. Yeah, exactly. I know, and that's one of the things which I found hard in the industry coming into it. It's like, oh, I need a haircut today. I was like, oh, I'm fully booked. And they were like, oh, well.
People throw insane amounts of money at me to go with my day off. I'm like, no.
I know. And that's the thing, it's about saying,
like, to Saturday, you could time, like, there's plenty.
I know, that's a very open book that you have. I know, it's crazy that I could not understand that. And I don't know, maybe it's the way I got brought up or whatever. I would never message somebody when they're on holidays and go, oh, yeah, I need a fucking haircut. Like, where are you?
No, but my clients are beautiful. Like, so many of my clients now are weekly or fortnightly regulars, so they're all very, like, take away your break.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that's it.
See you when you get back. Yeah.
I love that. Plus
even if I ever need to cancel an appointment, something like that, they're so understanding.
Yeah, I think.
Go look after yourself. Go rest. Like,
see, that's awesome.
Go see a physio. You know, I have my clients hammering me to get back scans and stuff like that. We know each other well enough now that no one's ever disrespectful.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
What would be your tips for people getting clients? Would you say social media is the main force now?
That's the only way I do it. It's all social media word of mouth.
Yeah.
And it's worked better than any advertising I ever did in the past.
Yeah. And with your...
Yeah, I think putting out content.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting out content is the best way to get clients. Because people want a portfolio. Like, if I'm going to get my lashes done or my nails done, I'll never blindly walk into a salon.
I agree.
I want to see your work.
Yeah.
And I want to see reviews.
It's true.
Yeah.
It is very true. With your reviews, do you do reviews or just reviews with your feedback?
All the booking system
reviews.
But like, if you type my name into Google, there'll be 3-4 platforms where you can see reviews.
Yeah, that's
cool. And I rely on those.
Yeah.
Because I always ask new clients when they come, I'm like, how'd you find me? Where did you come from? And they'll either say, I just Googled for a barber and you have really good reviews, or social media.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
See how we skipped from education then?
Oh my God. Did we even touch on education?
Jesus Christ. Let's go back. So education-wise, obviously, I think the colour and the fading one has been the most popular.
Everyone wants fading.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I do. Do you know what I really want? I want to specifically teach, and not to exclude the guys, but I really want to hone in on the females.
Yeah, that's it.
Transitioning from hairdressing to barbering.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. Like, I would love to do that, like a master class. Like, I don't know if I've got some ideas.
Yeah,
we're not telling them yet.
But I always thought to do kind of one class for myself, or like one workshop where it's guys included, whatever, and then just have a component of it that's guys can go.
Yeah,
that's sick. Talk to the girls, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because that is one thing. Like that, I think that's why I get along so well with Owen. Because we kind of do have that chat. Like my dad still lives in the UK, so I don't really have like. I'm not calling him a father figure, but kind of like a brother to speak to.
Yeah.
Especially about the industry. Like if I want to have a whinge, I'll send him a voice message.
Yeah.
And he does the same to me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just having that somebody to. I think it is a mentor. Like he's mentored me a lot in the industry. I think you could do exactly the same.
Yeah.
I know full well there's people already in the barber academy who I'm like, they would eat that up and go, straight. I'd love to have Laure as a mentor.
Yeah.
Just an idea on it. See what happens. Alright, sweet. What's next for you?
Oh God. Well, focusing on the education this year. And then I mentioned to you before the men's skincare. So I'm working on some products.
Too much.
until
100%.
they're formulated and I've decided on which ones I'm going to do first. But yeah, working on some stuff in the background for that and just adding extra services this year. Again, like just expanding.
100%. That's sick.
That
How good's that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love
Even
it.
now doing colour and cutting, I still want to change it up even more.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's becoming a bit repetitive now.
Do you do a lot of like wacky colours? Do you do a lot of like? And I haven't
I
seen.
did at the start.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fashion colours at the start. Just kind of the guys, the shop that I was in at the time, our little family that we had going. A couple of them were like pretty adventurous with their hair. Like, cool. Just let me
Just like
make some cool content.
That's cool.
Use their hair as a canvas. But most of my clients are like pretty happy to just do that. I'd love if I got a fashion one here and there, but then you also need to have a lot more colours on hand.
No, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's like it's kind of That's an interesting one. That's awesome. Staying in Melbourne? That's the tease that we're giving everyone. For now.
For now.
I reckon travelling with education. I reckon that's the goal.
Yeah, but I've got my baby, my dog.
I know.
Can't take her everywhere with me.
Of course you can.
But
she loves Spud.
Gold Coast, I'd love to come down. I've actually never been.
You've never been to the Gold Coast? Are you serious?
Never. Crazy, isn't it? But yeah, I do want to definitely go down there and suss the industry in my head a little bit. But other than that, Melbourne's fine for now.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm a bit of a gypsy. I like moving around.
Yeah, that's cool.
Addicted to change, so.
I could definitely move there.
Yeah. In summer it's great, but
yeah, I know.
winter is rough.
I'll just go back to the Gold Coast again. That could work. That could work. Thank you so much for this, honestly. I'm excited about the next 12 months for you. I reckon it's going to be awesome. How do people follow you? How do they follow your journey?
Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
Best
So we'll link them. We'll put them in your people, put them into the video, and we'll put it in the bios and everything as well, so you can follow Laure's story, have a look back. Then the future is like, which is amazing. I'm so excited, especially about the little things you got coming up as well. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Enjoy. See ya. Oh, yeah.
Home of the greed, land of the slaves. No, we ain't free, still we do great. No, we ain't free, still we do great. Yeah, still we do great. I gotta say it and say it and say it again. Me and the